Basketball season won't be around forever, so get in on all the action now with DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports. DraftKings is giving new players a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. Claim your free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes when using the code THPN during sign-up.
Playing daily fantasy basketball is simple. Just pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition.
Feel the sweat like never before. Every dunk, steal, assist means so much more with the DraftKings daily fantasy lineup.
Baseball fans. I don't know why I said it like that. Baseball fans, you may have missed out on season-long fantasy, so now is the time to get in on all the daily fantasy action where DraftKings has even more ways to make it rain.
With DraftKings, payday comes every day for players, so what are you waiting for? Head out to the app now.
Download the DraftKings app now and use code THPN during sign-up. This week, DraftKings is putting you in the action with a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. That's code THPN, and you can get a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes and only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
You are now tuned in to the Windy City. You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB podcast, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network. It is Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Shit, man. Nothing. Nothing and everything all at once.
Yeah, we are officially into the final couple days of Blackhawks hockey. There's about 8:50 left in the third period of this second to last game of the season. It's a little depressing. That come this time tomorrow, we're going to be done with Hawks hockey for a little bit until October.
Yeah.
God willing.
Man. Yeah, seriously. Let's not get any pushbacks. Let's not get another shortened season. We got an exciting little off season coming up. So
we are about to hit that period of just going to be nonstop hockey. You got playoffs, then you got the expansion draft, then you got the regular draft, and you got free agency, and that's going to go pretty much right into training camp almost. Well, I mean, it's going to be a little bit more normal, but still a lot of hockey stuff coming up. It's going to be fun to talk about.
It's getting exciting.
So, let's just jump into some quick little Hawks recap. I know we're going to plan on doing more of a season recap episode once everything's said and done. So we're just going to quickly touch on the games that just happened. Tanner's got a couple quick little stats about the Hawks he's going to throw out there.
Yeah.
And then we got a shit ton to talk about in the rest of the league.
Yeah, the league just wanted to go off this past week.
It was like everybody was like, hold my beer because I'm going to one up the last day because it's just unreal. Let's go. Let's just jump into it really quick with the Hawks.
Monday night,
all they needed to do was win to keep their dreams alive, and they got their asses kicked.
Yeah, it was great. Terrible start to the game. Subban was playing.
Surprise.
He let in the first two goals he let in were off of him. It was just not great. Like, I can't remember who scored the first one. It was Dougie Hamilton. Yeah, he threw it in from the corner, went off a Subban's stick and right through his legs, and it's like, oh, that's awful. And then whoever scored the second one, just off the post and off the back of his foot, right in. That's just how it's gonna go today. When you need the dub the most,
you go to Subban and you don't get it.
The hockey guys just turn their backs on you.
I mean, this team Carolina was just out to just get in playoff form. They only let up 17 shots on goal from the Hawks, which isn't very good. Face-off percentage was just all Hurricanes, 60-40. Kept the power play off the board. It was this wasn't a good game. I will say, though, I'm kind of glad for this game because it set the tone for championship week for me. Aho went off.
Mhm.
It helped pros before Aho's win a championship. Not a big deal. 3-time baby. Let's go. But anyway,
Definitely cares.
hey, I care. I needed that 6 seed going into it. Let's go. But yeah, not fun to watch.
I mean, Delia got another chance though.
Yeah,
He's back.
I think
Delia's back.
I think that was probably the highlight of it. Delia comes in, stops all 14 or 19 shots that he faced.
I mean, he looked good. He made some big saves. And like you were saying, like the thing in the last pod is like we'll probably get to see him, and like we were hoping to get to see him because like it feels bad that he got 2 games at the beginning of the season, got shit on when the team was also playing like trash, and then he was just never seen or heard from again.
Yeah, I think he honestly probably got the worst end of the stick with this whole goalie competition.
Yeah.
I just not only like the only thing that I question, it's like Lankinen, yeah, you can totally justify him getting the playing time he did. I still just kind of don't get why Subban got as much as he did. Like, especially if a couple like struggle starts, why didn't they bring Delia up? You know, give him that shot. I don't know why it took to being eliminated from the playoffs and nothing to play for to give him another look. That's all. I mean,
he wasn't like his save percentage and goals against average in Rockford wasn't any better, but also that team has nobody. Like all the rookies are on the Hawks right now.
Yeah, all the good players are up on Chicago. But
so yeah,
he's oh no, they're all signed for next year.
Yeah, we're fine on the goalies right now.
Yeah. So that was the first game. Then the second game against Carolina was Tuesday night. This one, that
one Delia did play the whole game. I think he let in 4. Yeah, because I thought it said like he was 26 or 22 for 26, and like 2 empty netters or something. Just frustrating to watch because I remember like it seemed like they were going to come back, and then it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch this game, but
oh no, wait, they were winning this game. That's what it was. It was legit. Like DeBrincat scored the first one.
Mike Hardman scored his.
Hardman got his first of his career, and then Carolina just went off.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, now I remember. DeBrincat's so good though. He scored 2.
So he had at that point had 28 on the year. Keener was up to 49 assists. Mitchell got back into the lineup. Yeah, I mean, I got not much to say on this one.
It's just, yeah, I think they were probably a little deflated. Like they came out hot, then they just let up everything, and I mean they were already eliminated. They played the whole lineup still. Like they didn't take anybody out. And Ozil got his first NHL point on Hardman's goal. Nothing special.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just defeated. But they then Delia played again. He got in all 3 games against the Hurricanes and played great. 2-1 win.
Overtime win.
Stillman gets his first goal of his career.
Is his first career?
That's his first of his career.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And DeBrincat gets the OT dub because he's disgusting.
It was a clutch goal too, because it was like with 4 minutes left to tie it.
Yeah. It was like a tip.
Yeah.
Tip from the point. It was good. And then I mean, even today, like Mackenzie Entwistle scored the first goal of the game today, and that's his first of his career. So we got 3 this week
alone.
And that's on top of all right, so here's the list of first NHL goals on the Blackhawks right now. So you got Suter, that's 1. Hagel, 2. Kurashev, 3. Kalnick, 4. Ian Mitchell, 5. Bowden, 6. What do we say? Stillman, 7. Hardman, 8. Entwistle 9. 9 rookies getting their first NHL goal this year on the Hawks.
The kids can play.
Yeah. Seriously. I mean, the only other thing that, like, because I didn't get to watch the game, the 2-1 game, but the only other things that I know worth mentioning are Keith and Connolly went out with concussions.
Yeah, and Keith, that was the worst situation. He got hit by the ref jumping up on the board to avoid the play, and his knee just went right into. Oh, DeBrincat scored again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and just Keith got the linesman knee to the face, so he'll be done for the year. Going to be done for the year, both in concussion protocol. I wonder if that's going to be the last we see of Connolly. I wonder if Seattle takes a shot at him.
I don't think so. I think that we're going to have much better options that are going to be left available, and unless the Hawks are totally capable of just eating that contract at this point. It's not anything huge. We have we're going to have the cap space, and there's no reason to offer Seattle any sort of deal to take his cap hit.
Oh no, yeah, no, I totally understand. I've seen a couple different hockey accounts saying it's been flipping between DeHaan and Connolly lately, are the two that
I mean, if they want to take Connolly, go for it, but I doubt that happens. I think DeHaan is probably the best option. I mean, unless if they have other options that they're looking at where they're taking on salary cap and they want to get less cap, they would take Connolly for an extra year, but $1 million less.
I think sick. I think it would be interested to see if they end up taking Brett Burns, because there's a rumor that he's going to be exposed, and with that big contract and all that, I'll be curious how that might. Yeah,
he's going to be 64 years old when that contract ends.
We were talking about that in our group chat. It blows my mind. I thought him and Carlson were way closer in age than they are.
He's 36. Yeah, he's 36 years old. He has 4 more years on his deal after this year. God. It takes him up to at least 40. And then the other thing too is they have Mark-Edward Vlasic, and he's 34, and he's got 5 years left on his deal, which takes him up to 39. And then even Erik Karlsson, his isn't terrible, but he's got 6 or 7 more years left.
Oh, he just signed a new ticket, I thought.
Yeah, and he's 30. It's just I don't know. Karlsson is still decent.
Yeah, I saw him undress Kessel on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh. Hey Kessel, congratulations on 900 points. Here, let me dance for you. Oh my God. What else for the Hawks? To break it, I mean, he just scored again that we were saying, but that's 31. So he hit 30 goals again. So that's a great turnaround from last year how many did he have last year? Not even 25, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
I feel like it was 16.
18.
18. See, something stupid like that.
So he had his career stats. Goals right now is 28, 41, 18, and 31 with 1 game to go.
What's up, Sirens?
Wouldn't be so without Sirens.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I mean, he's unbelievable. And with Kane getting a point, they showed this during the broadcast, but with Kane getting an assist on one of his, I think it was on one of DeBrincat's goals, that gives him 50 assists on the year, and that gives him seven seasons with 50 plus assists.
He had his 50th assist on the Entwistle goal.
Oh, was it the Entwistle one? Okay.
Yeah, and then he 51 on the DeBrincat first goal.
I wonder if it's 7 seasons with at least 51 plus assists. Even more special. I think the only ones ahead of him were Denny Savard and Stan Mikita with 8 and 9. And I think Kaner's more than capable of getting 3 more seasons of 50 plus assists. Because he did 50 plus assists this year in 50 something games. Are you kidding me? You don't think he's going to be able to get 50 plus assists next year with 82? Not going to happen. It's going to, for sure.
God, I'm just looking at his stats. Like
He's good.
he should
Tanner's
be
good.
he should be dropping off. Like this is the time like his career should be starting to like taper off and start going down, but he's just getting better.
He's the opposite of how everyone else's career goes.
Thank
really
God for that.
Crazy.
But I mean, how long his? I always forget, when is their contract up?
22. They got like 2 more years.
Oh, so yeah, the 22-23 season.
Yeah.
Okay, so 23-24 is he'll be UFA.
I hate Pittsburgh. Yeah. I mean, the other thing too that I have for Hawks before we go on to like all the NHL stuff. We talked about this in our group chat, but the fucking community warm-ups that they had.
Oh God.
How amazing were those?
So filthy.
If anybody that's listening has not seen them, go look them up because they're going to be on auction. I don't know for how long though.
I want to see where those are going to be at and how much they're at.
But they are just amazing. They're white warm-ups with like the Hawks. It just says Chicago Blackhawks in like a script kind of font. Yeah. But it's like Chicago colors with like red and baby blue or like sky blue. And then in the numbers, they have like just continual like Chicago stars, like from the flag, just decorating the entire inside of the numbers. And I just want an actual jersey with it that's not a warm-up. It would just be amazing. Oh, got another thing to write down. Jeez. So I'm thinking of so much NHL stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking right now to see if they got the bidding up for it. They got some cool shit on here that you like in their NHL auctions.
Hey, and the Hawks win 4-2 against the Dallas tonight.
Hey, let's go. Would have been nice to have that a little bit earlier on the year, but hey, we'll take it.
I mean, also it's the first game with fans in the stands, so that's good.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it's like old school Blackhawks that we're used to, like growing up.
Oh yeah, when they just
even that might be too many fans though.
That's true. It's crazy. But yeah, Hawks win. That brings them 2-2 on the week.
2-2, yeah.
Finishing the season strong. 2-game win streak. Let's go.
Okay, well, those jerseys aren't up yet.
No, I didn't think they would be up for sale at the moment.
Well, I guess shit though.
Saluting the fans. Love to see it. God, I can't wait to go back to a game next year.
I know. I really debate about going tomorrow.
Are the tickets like even available?
I don't know. I at one point I was looking at them and then I was like, I kind of would rather wait until it's kind of more normal.
True. It's going to be crazy. I don't know. I went to the Cubs game. It was fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to NHL. We'll cover the Hawks season and all that.
There's so much NHL.
There's so much. And where do you want to where do you even want to start?
Let's start with the Tom Wilson.
So there are 3 guarantees in life: death, paying your taxes, and Tom Wilson being a fucking scumbag.
I think he did a great job.
He did?
I think he did a great job. I think he did nothing wrong. I'm like when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he would do that. But it's like, it's also in slow-mo. And I don't know if he like was trying to kill Buchnevich, but okay.
Dude, he dragged the guy down headfirst into the ice. And when the guy is like, can't even defend himself, he's throwing shots at him at his head.
Man. And then he got fined for it.
I can defend him for what he did with Panarin more than I can defend him for that shit.
Yeah, I don't know how
Panarin
came a fine, but yeah,
the Panarin came at him.
The thing that is, I don't know, if you're in a scrum and the smallest guy on your team goes after somebody huge, you should be stepping in for him not having him get ragdolled by somebody. But here's the thing. The Rangers have nobody big. And the fact that, like, I mean, it's weird. I don't know if it was suspension worthy, honestly. Like, it looks terrible, but like it was basically fucking everybody fighting, and he's just bigger than him.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I think he took a few shots at him that like were unnecessary, but they're like, oh, like he could have killed him. It's like, well, then don't fucking jump him and like on the, like, I don't know. Like, it was just.
So I agree with you. The more I looked at it, I don't agree. Like, I don't agree with the outrage it's causing. Like, oh, he should be suspended and all that. My issue though is with him and all the shit that he always pulls.
Yeah.
At what point does the repeat offender come into play to kind of send like that message? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
he gets fined. He's been suspended multiple times. He gets fined. It's like, at what point do you got to step up and say, hey, all right, you're losing a lot more than $5,000.
Right.
And it's like, what's it going to take? Like, we look for like what, a Bertuzzi situation where he just loses his fucking mind and something like that happens and somebody gets seriously hurt. Like, what?
I don't know. That's up to George Peros, who thinks that nothing wrong happened, basically, and only fined him $5,000 for the Buchnevich thing and not anything else. But like, that's the thing. Like, they were. I don't know. It's not his fault. Panarin's a lot smaller than him, and Panarin went after him because he takes boxing classes in the off season and thinks that he can manhandle somebody that's probably 60 pounds heavier than him.
I think, I 100% am okay with what happened with Panarin. It sucks that Panarin got hurt.
It shouldn't even have been Panarin to step in. That's the thing that's driving me crazy, that everybody's like, oh, he never should have done that to Panarin. Why is Panarin there in the first place? Because nobody else is fucking going to step up for him. Like, where is anybody on the team that's not Panarin? Like, all of a sudden, Tom Wilson gets jumped on from somebody, and he's going to turn around and just be like, oh, you're Artemi Panarin. I shouldn't fucking fight back.
Yeah. So that brings me kind of like a question I want to ask you. It's like, this game is turning to more skill, more finesse, elite players like that. But this league still needs the quote unquote goon type player, the quote unquote
skilled goons.
Right. They need somebody that can step up and shut this shit down. And I've seen a lot of people commenting. One of our friends of the show, Cody, said is like, you bring back enforcers or bring back goons. And people were like, oh, what? Then we have a million more Tom Wilsons out there. No, you bring back the enforcer role. This stuff stops.
Yeah.
You let the players police themselves. That's what's missing now, is that there's no, the officials aren't going to call what they need to be calling. The league isn't going to discipline that the way that they need to be disciplining. You need to have that enforcer role out there so these guys can police the game themselves and go back to the code of what the league was among the players.
Yeah, they just don't want it to be like that because it's not as marketable towards families to have goons out there. And then it's just old time hockey. And it's like, all right, well, you know what? Your CBA agreement with the fucking Department of Player Safety only allows a $5,000 maximum fine if it's not a suspension.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking penny to somebody that's making $4+ million a fucking year.
Like what you said though too, it's like they need to be skillful enforcers. A Tom Wilson type player.
Yeah.
Tom Wilson is a fantastic hockey player. He doesn't have to be doing the shit that he does.
Well, I think the other thing that also set off a lot of people was the fact that he looks like a jackass standing in the box with his arms out and no jersey. And then also the fact that the Washington Capitals social media decided to just go, Tom Wilson chooses violence, and then like made some shit post. Everybody's like, this is the like most distasteful thing I've ever seen.
Tone death situation. Like,
like Panarin's out for the rest of the season. Like, like I feel bad for Panarin, but the fact that like you're having your superstars put themselves in a position of like going to fight somebody, I don't think any coach is going to be like, yeah, go do that.
I'm pulling up the Rangers right now. I want to see.
Their biggest player is like Brendan Smith. And I mean, going into the best part about this season is the fact that there's fucking like head to heads basically every time. Like unless it was like a makeup game that has to get tossed in, you're basically playing 2-game series.
Yeah.
And that was game 1 of a 2-game series. And everybody on the Rangers was pissed because they sent out a little note that said they didn't think that it was right that Tom Wilson didn't have a suspension. They didn't think that George Peros isn't fit to do his job anymore. And I think the craziest thing to me that I'm feeling is I feel like such a hypocrite because when it first was happening, I was like, yeah, suspend him. And you're like in the heat of the moment. Then I'm like kind of actually really pulling back and looking at it. It's like, I'm just pissed that Panarin got hurt.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
And everybody's just mad because it's Tom Wilson.
It's the whole Booch thing. I think it's ridiculous. Like driving a guy's head to the ice. Okay, fine. You give him off your goalie, whatever. If he snowed your goalie, you get him off. You drive him down, fine. But driving him down to the ice, basically holding him down, and when he can't get up to defend himself, you sucker punch him. There's bullshit to me. That's my issue with the whole Tom Wilson situation.
Yeah, I mean, suspend him for that then. Like,
I would justify him and like, okay, totally.
They come out with all these other suspensions this past week too for other things that were nowhere near like as like non-hockey plays.
But before we get to that,
Jesus.
So Tom Wilson does all this shit. Then the owner of the Rangers, Dolan, puts out that statement about.
Was it from him?
Yeah, it was it came from ownership.
Okay. And then he's like, peace out. Fuck you, GM and president.
So he does that. The next day after that statement comes out, they fire the president and the GM, which is ludicrous because they have done a great job, I think, with that rebuild.
The 1-year rebuild.
Yeah, they did a great job.
They missed the playoffs this year because they're in a tough division. But, I mean, they had the first overall pick in Lafreniere. I mean, what's he going to do? He's on a kind of small team.
Yeah. So then after that happens, then the team gets fined $250,000 for that comment. Yep. So they got fined 50 times the amount Tom Wilson got for like what caused the comment.
I don't think there's a CBA agreement for how much a team can get fined. So I saw somewhere online though it was kind of similar where the $5,000 to Tom Wilson, if for them getting fined with how like the worth of the team is like 1.3 billion or something like that, or I mean that sounds like a way higher number than I said it, but it might not be that off.
For what the Rangers
like
or what is
it's like 1.3 billion is how much the Rangers are worth. And so like the percentage that Tom Wilson's fine was to them is 250,000. Like something like it was just like a weird math thing, but I don't know.
1.65 billion they're worth.
1.65.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whatever Tom Wilson makes, like, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. He's making 5.1666666 continued. So yeah, his percentage of like the $5,000 ends up being like almost the same percentage as $250,000 to that like team. So it's an equal fine based on percentages, possibly. I don't know. I didn't do the math. I thought I read it. If that's wrong, let me know. I don't know. But it seems like it'd be really funny.
The greatest meme that came out of all this was the one I sent to our group where it was like the Homer Simpson sitting in the bathtub and Bart Simpson with the chair coming up to hit him, and it was the New York Rangers. Homer and Bart is Tom Wilson, and just dumbing. It's just so funny, like how one act from Tom Wilson just essentially blew up that franchise.
Oh my God, what was the other things that were sent in our group chat? It was all of the other like people just shitting on Washington Capitals fans for like defending Tom Wilson. And I think it was the funniest funniest thing. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I'm going to read a couple of these just because it's so funny. So it's just from the Danny All-Star 15 Twitter account. Tom Wilson comes out of warm-ups with a rocket launcher. He fires it across the ice. The explosion kills half the other team. He's laughing hysterically. He fires another rocket. The entire other team is fucking dead on the ice. 46-year-old in the upper bowl, rent-free. The whistle blows. A scrum ensues. Tom Wilson pulls out a pistol and starts shooting guys on the other team. They're all dead. He reloads. He then shoots everyone on his team. Everyone dies. Blood everywhere. Then Caps fan in the crowd. That's hockey, baby. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's so
just
good.
It's just insane how they blindly just defend that guy.
I mean, it's the same thing where it's the Marchand stuff.
Yeah.
Like I would like it's one of those like I'd love to have him on my team. I'd be pissed of all the suspensions and stuff, but fuck, man, he produces and gets in people's heads.
Too, like we're talking about kind of like the league needs more enforcers type of thing. It's like I was kind of thinking about it. Who else in this league could kind of put him in his position, put it like him in his place?
Fucking everyone on his team. They've got Brendan Dillon, Zdeno Chara, and Alex Ovechkin. That team is terrifying to play against because of how big they are. I swear to God, you're going to see, well, first of all, in the offseason, the Rangers are definitely overpaying for some big fucking guys.
Oh, yeah.
That is 100% going to happen. The East is going to go massive. It's just going to be like the way that the California teams were in like the early 2010s where they are all fucking gigantic.
Yeah.
And then there was the shift with the Hawks being like very skillful and small. And then now that the Washington Capitals are like kind of big and skillful, like you're going to see more big guys coming out to defend their small skillful guys. And it's going to be like a size shift. You're going to start seeing fucking more big guys getting drafted too early again in the fucking first round because of their size, not their skill.
And all because Tom Wilson threw one sucker punch.
Just the fucking butterfly effect.
Yeah. Just in time to get on ESPN and TNT. Hockey, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. The newest rivalry that's just going to be gigantic is Washington versus the Rangers. But like I said, they have to face each other like 2 days later, and a fucking line brawl started at the start of the game, and how incredible. I was so excited. I was like, I'm watching this game. I'm so excited for this.
It was like what, a couple minutes later, there was another.
There were six fights in the first like 10 or 5 minutes or something like that. Ryan Strome like went and fought Lars Eller. It was insane. And here's the thing: Brendan Smith went after Tom Wilson because Brendan Smith is the only one on the team that has any sort of size. Also, he does not give a shit who he fights. He tried to fight Chara when he was in fucking Detroit.
Yeah,
like he's not afraid to drop it with anybody, no matter how big the size difference. Because there's a big size difference between both of those guys that he tried to scrap.
Yeah, he got a 2, a 5, and a 10 for that too.
Yeah, and then he said he hurt his hand or something. They kicked him out of the game. I think they were just like, Tom, you got to get out of here.
Yeah, Tom got hurt. He was out. And then when I realized he was gone, I was kind of like, I kind of don't want to watch this anymore. Like, it kind of took out the fun.
The other good thing about the game that actually happened is TJ Oshie.
Yeah.
So, what was it that Monday? He didn't play that Monday game because his dad had passed away.
Yeah, a lot from lost bell, Alzheimer's.
Yeah. And then
oh man, I didn't realize that he did, and I remember I saw people posting his little like interview after he won the cup, and they was talking about his dad, and I was like, God damn it. And then he comes out his first game back, scores a hat trick.
Yeah.
And just breaks down after the third goal.
It was just one of those moments that like gives you chills when you see it happen.
It's insane. We kind of talked about like it's insane what these athletes can do, like in situations like that.
Yeah, when they channel a lot of like emotional energy. Oh
God, I don't know how he did it.
No,
No idea. But
speaking of insane athletes, though,
hold on.
Connor McDavid.
One more thing. Wait, we gotta get there because we're still not done with this. Like,
I know. I just want to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm just vibing right now.
In that same game, Booch goes and cross checks Mantha's face. He gets kicked out of the game. Then he gets a hearing with the Department of Player Safety the next day. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh God, if he gets a suspension, this fucking is going to go off. He got suspension for a game for cross-checking Mantha into the face.
Now he's going. Anything he does now, he's a repeat offender, and it's only a $5,000 fine, so it's okay.
Right, yeah, but no, it's so funny to just hearing because at that point, and then there was a guy in Vancouver got a game suspension for kneeing.
It was Zach McEachran or McEwen.
Yeah. I look at the video. I couldn't see the knee. Where it came.
I don't know if it was an attempted knee or something. But the other funny thing about it too is there's a clip that's a little bit longer where Darnell Nurse is trying to throw punches at him. Oh, and he's just him and he's just looking at the ref what? Are you gonna just let him do this?
Yeah, he's sitting there standing, hands up, palms up,
unfazed, completely unfazed. It's just hilarious.
So, Department of Player Safety is kind of. It's always been a shit show, but I feel like it's getting really bad lately.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like there's no...
The consistency is
it's
perfection.
It's like the South Park clip I sent you guys in that episode where they're trying to determine the bailouts for the banks, and they go and they chop the chicken's head off, and it's running around, and they're playing the kazoo, and where it lands. That's how I imagine George Peros is just doing all these suspensions.
Seriously, I don't know. It's hilarious.
It's just someone's gotta get figured out. I don't know if they gotta go to a different system, bring in outside people. I don't know how they can fix it.
I'm not here to solve problems.
Yeah, just here to complain about them.
Yep, I'm just here to bring them to light.
So. That was the whole Tom Wilson. Anything else that I have from that? Oh, Chris Drury got named GM and president of the Rangers after all that was
from the assistant GM.
Yeah. So, all right, McDavid.
Connor McDavid. He's pretty good.
He's all right.
He's not too bad. Scores his 100th point in his 53rd game, right?
Yep, 53rd games. He had 4 points yesterday. Or Saturday to hit it.
He scored 14 points in 3 games or some shit.
Dude, I'm gonna pull it up.
He was playing Vancouver, who's on a awful schedule right now after having so many days off with the co-team. That's the weirdest word. COVID protocol. So I'm sure they're just gassed, but he's just always looking fresh as hell, skating around nothing's ever going to bother him because he can just skate around everybody and score 30 fucking goals and get 60 plus assists. And it's just crazy how good he is.
Here's my question. Now, I am not trying to take anything from McDavid. He's a fucking beast of a player, though. Do you think, though, this is still happening if he's not playing the same division, the same teams?
No, I don't think he hits 100 points if it's playing everybody. He's going to play teams like Vegas and Colorado, and I don't think he's going to pot in a lot more goals against them. They were more defensively sound.
And again, that's not taking anything away from what he did because
no, absolutely not.
3 games is insane, but it's kind of yeah. I mean, I can see it more this year than anything because you're playing the same teams and you're playing a division that's not very good defensively.
It's just incredible. And
he's not even, when I said last year, he's not even 25 yet.
Yeah. He's not even in his final form. Here's the take. Is he getting underpaid? He's making $12.5 million. Is that even enough?
No.
I don't think so.
Hockey players are so vastly underpaid. It's ridiculous as it is. And talking about McDavid, I'm just curious too how much he gets paid in endorsement money.
Oh my god, I have no idea.
Like,
Especially in Canada.
He's got to be making bank in that.
Making that Canadian currency money, bro.
Fighters game. So here,
Along with
4 points Saturday, 3 points on the 6th, 2 on the 4th, 4 on the 3rd, 3 on the 1st.
So also, just speaking of like the Canadian teams, I was telling you about this before, but here's his points per game against each team. Against Winnipeg, he has 9 games, 22 points for 2.44 goals or points a game. Vancouver, 9 games, 21 points, 2.33. Ottawa, 9 games, 21 points, 2.33. Calgary, 10 games, 18 points, 1.8. Montreal, 7 games, 8 points, 1.14. And Toronto, 9 games, 10 points at 1.11. Half of the division, he has over 2 points a game. Like, that's crazy.
It's stupid. He's literally playing NHL on rookie mode.
Yeah. Just trying to get his stats up.
God.
I mean, there's no way in hell he doesn't win the Hart.
And okay, so here's something too. I was thinking, because it's such a weird season and that, you're only playing your division. What do you think of giving a Hart for each division?
Stupid.
Really?
That's a dumb idea. Let's move on.
Well, why? Why?
No, I just I don't see the point of like doing divisional awards.
But it's like, how can you really give awards when you're only playing the same teams? Like, it's kind of hard because it's like, if everybody got it, like if you're playing every team, all these guys that have harder divisions, you don't get those gimme game. Not saying there's gimme games. I'm trying to what I'm saying though. Like
if the Hawks were in Edmonton and Edmonton was in Chicago and Kaner put up 100 points, or like probably put up more points than he has currently.
But I'm saying you get Austin Matthews could have put up more goals if he's facing another division. He could have had more points.
Maybe.
You have that was a bad decision because he's in.
I was gonna say he's in the North Division where he probably could put up the most goals.
You get what I'm saying though? It's kind of hard. It's weird. I think that it's a weird way to give awards out this year when it's you're not truly, because how can you be considered the best of the league when you're not playing the entire league?
To put measurements on teams that have not played each other this season.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you just wait until whoever wins the Stanley Cup, and then you go, that division had the best team. They were probably the best division. I don't know.
It's just,
that's not going to happen. But.
No, it's not. I just was wondering what you thought about that. Cause I just think that it's kind of hard it's weird to give out division titles or trophies for players, but it's also weird to give out trophies that are saying best in the league, best defenseman in the NHL, best, most valuable player in the NHL when you're only playing 8 of the NHL team or 7 of the other NHL teams, 6 of the other NHL teams.
Yeah. It's going to be weird for the teams that clinched their divisions. And then it's okay, we're going to put up a banner for a division that only lasted 1 year.
1 year. Yeah. And we were saying too, the Central Division, 3 of the 4 teams are from the Eastern Conference. The West Division, 3 of the 4 teams are from the Central Division. It's it's everything so backwards. It's gonna be hilarious if Colorado comes up and wins that division, and they're gonna have a Western or Pacific Division banner up.
Yeah, and then Carolina's gonna put up a Central Division banner.
Yeah, it's so weird
for the Southeast Division. I don't know. It's a strange year, but just speaking of more stats, on McDavid's 99th point of the season, it was actually Leon Draisaitl's 500th point of his career. He's racking up points quick. It seems like he was only drafted not that long ago.
That's when you got a linemate putting up 100 points in 50 games.
Yeah. God damn. But like we said earlier, Kessel hits 900. Kopitar hit 1,000. I think that was like all the milestones, really.
Yeah, Phil Kessel passed Tony Amonte for 13th all time in American points.
American-born players.
I gotta throw that out there.
Yeah,
both my boys.
Does Amani have 899?
I was looking at it and then I was like questioning it because it didn't make sense to me. Let me pull it up just to make sure I'm looking at the right thing.
The Tony Amani, what he had 900.
900. So yeah, because Phil Kessel got 900, then he got 901 that same game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. That's why I was like, at first I was like, wait, because they were saying, 900 point. I'm like, wait a second. And then I was like, oh yeah, no, he got the same 2 points that game. But yeah, Kessel. Then he had some coaches mutually agree to part ways. Torts, I think we talked about this already, or I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of like speculation and stuff that like Torts wasn't going to be coming back, and it's official. He's not coming back, and Rick Tocchet in Arizona's not going to be coming back.
That was his decision. It was said that he wants to pursue other opportunities.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Or Washington or Seattle,
maybe.
Torts to Arizona.
Oh geez, that actually, I don't know how bad or good that would be. I feel like Torts to Seattle would be good.
It would be interesting, yeah,
because it's gonna be his favorite. It's the third and fourth liners.
Yeah,
and Brent Burns.
I saw somebody say, "Hey, Torch goes to Buffalo, gets Eichel traded. Buffalo goes to the playoffs."
I mean, honestly, like Buffalo needs something.
Torts wasn't like, and this what kills is like, Torts was a solid coach for Columbus for over the 6 years. I think he's the winningest coach in Columbus history.
I think so. I mean, that sounds about right. They have a very short history. Then, I mean, he's gotten what? The only problem this year was the fact that, like, what is it? Pierre-Luc Dubois wanted out. And then it's like, okay, and then trade him 1-for-1 for Laine. Or not actually 1-for-1. I was wrong. No, Jack Roslovic was a part of it too.
But then you get Laine, who's essentially the same situation. That just he wants to pick where he wants to play, and until he gets that UFA status, I think he's just going to be an issue.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him. I mean, he sat so much too. It's not a good look. I think Jack Roslovic was like the best part of that trade for them.
Yeah,
he's a hometown kid though, so he's like all excited to like be in Columbus.
Yeah. It's a bummer for Columbus, man. I had a lot of more high hopes from this season.
Roslovic finished with 34 points in 48 games with Columbus. And Laine finished with 21 in 45. So sneaky Jack Roslovic, huge piece of that trade.
Yeah. Kind of quick looking at season's wrapping up, and then that's like a week or so, and then playoff hockey I think starts a week from Monday.
Yeah, they have those makeup games for Vancouver, but I don't know if maybe they're not going to play them or not, if like the teams clinch, or if they need to play them based on like actual seeding.
Yeah, unless he's got has an effect, but so. The West is set. You got Vegas, Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis.
There could be a little bit of movement in where the teams end up, but yeah, those are all the teams that are going to be in it.
I think Vegas, if they win their next game, they clinch the division. Minnesota could jump Colorado for second, which I don't think is going to happen, but who knows at this point.
Yeah, the Colorado has one more game in hand, though, so
yeah,
it's possible, but not likely.
The Central Division's set and matchups are set. So you got Carolina, Florida, Tampa, Nashville. Carolina's going to take Nashville, and Florida versus Tampa. Yeah, Florida versus Tampa in the first round of the Central Division playoff. Totally makes sense.
Could they swap places? I'm assuming they could. If Tampa wins their next game and Florida loses,
they'll be tied in points.
Yeah, but Tampa has the more regulation wins.
They would have to win in regulation for that to happen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, if they tie in points. Yeah. So Tampa could come in second.
So they're playing each other no matter what. Dallas misses the playoffs the year after making it to the final.
They had a tough year, though. They didn't get Sagan back till like this week.
Oh, did he end up playing?
Yeah, he got like 2 goals in 2 games. I don't know if he's playing today or not. So the game started when I was at work. Also, Bishop's just been shut down the whole season.
Yeah, him and Radulov.
Yeah, so they lost like 3 huge guys on their team.
The East Division is set. Pittsburgh fucking finds a way to win the division.
I don't know how they do it.
Washington comes in second, and then Boston and the Islanders can possibly switch spots too, depending. Boston has 2 games in hand on the Islanders with a 1-point advantage. Yeah, fucking Boston and Pittsburgh always finds a goddamn way.
Pittsburgh traded for Jeff Carter, and then it's the first time he's ever put up 4 goals in a game.
Yeah,
like this week.
The Joe Thornton hat trick.
It's crazy. Yeah, he's whipping his dick out.
And then the North Division, Toronto wins their first division title in 21 years. Edmonton and Winnipeg clinch spots, and Montreal, it's just not it's all just a matter of the final situation coming through, which is weird. I don't understand how
because Calgary has enough games in hand right now to tie them. I think if Montreal gets like 1 more point, then they're good.
We're good, yeah. So essentially it's going to be Toronto, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Montreal.
And then also Montreal could jump Winnipeg possibly.
Yeah. So it's locked. So the top 2 seeds are locked. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. And then what came out too is that the NHL is relaxing COVID protocol in the playoffs for the teams in the United States, which gotta wonder what Lehner played in that part.
Yeah. His harsh words towards harsh but true words. Yeah, I like the fact that he speaks his mind and people listen, because he doesn't just say shit to say shit, really.
Yeah, that's basically it's this quick summary. It's restrictions on mask wearing, social gatherings, all relaxed for teams individual, but I believe they still have to be fully vaccinated for that to happen.
Yeah, they said they have to be fully vaccinated, or like a certain amount of players or something. Yeah, there's that. One of the things that we talked about last week briefly that I messed up on was Ryan Miller retiring. He actually retired this week. He played his last game. The way that when they announced it, and I had looked at his stats, he hadn't played a game since March, and so I was like, oh, I guess he's just done. But then he got into a couple games to end his career, and it's just
played his last game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Had that emotional video with his parents afterwards.
All the players on the Wild shook his hand, and it's just tough to watch sometimes.
It's hard, and it's kind of it's one of those things that it's no matter what level you played, no matter how long you played, when you're playing that last competitive game, it's heartbreaking, man. Hockey is more than just a game for a lot of people, and when it's your life, like it is a lot of especially the players in the league, it's hard to say goodbye to that. It's a part of you is essentially dying. You're losing that identity. And
he's played 18 seasons. It's crazy.
His career is legal.
That's true. Can fuck his career. That's what you said.
He retires as the winningest goalie of American goalie of all time. Which I know we talked about last week and we were asking could Quick do it. I don't think Quick can do it. I don't think Quick's passing him.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna have to look at some of the younger guys now. Spencer Knight is a kid that comes to mind. I know he's only played a couple games.
He's got 4 games that he won 4 in a row.
Yeah, but so he's gonna be one of those guys that maybe keep an eye out for his career and all that kind of
shot.
But yeah, hell of a career. I think David Backus is retiring too.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he I think he played maybe one of his last games in St. Louis. Like, I don't know if he was playing recently, but he had talked to Darren Pang in a post-game interview that was like broadcasted in the stadium. And he was like tears in his eyes, just talking about how proud he was to play in St. Louis. And like, even though I like David Backus, like that was just like also kind of hitting me in the feels too.
Yeah, it's
like, damn.
It's cool too that it kind of comes full circle like that. You're able to play your final game and look what you did in St. Louis. I mean, you didn't get the cup with them, but it's like
he lost to them for the cup. Oh, that hurts so bad.
But yeah, I don't know.
It's weird to like some of these players. It's awful. It's like strange to see them hanging up the skates at this point. But you're like, damn. You've been playing for so long.
It's making our age come like to reality how old we're getting.
Yeah, right.
Like all these guys coming up that we grew up watching are now starting to hang it up, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, well, I mean, watching Ryan Miller in the 2010 Olympics just play unbelievably, and then David Backus just the battles with the Blackhawks when he was on St. Louis, like those are just so memorable, and it's like, okay, like it's once they're retiring, it's like, yeah, like those are just gonna be memories now, like it's never gonna happen again.
It's never like you see them on the schedule and you're like, okay, let's go, David Backus, Blackhawks, let's go, fuck you, wakey.
Oh my god. Like we laugh now because it happened, but like, it was probably a very, very questionable hit.
Speaking of people blindly, supporting their players that do something stupid.
Yeah. We've done it.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot more retirements coming. And I really think that a lot of players, the shortened season and all this, and those weird start and go type of thing, you're going to see a lot of these older guys are going to finally hang it up.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see who announces it this offseason.
True. Well, I got nothing else written down.
Yeah, I think this was just a quicker episode. Yeah, so we do have some cool stuff coming up. But so as always, make sure you follow us on social media at WCB Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. On Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. Tell us how great we're doing. And even if you hate us, still give us 5 stars, but you can tell us how much you hate us in the 5-star review. Follow the Hockey Podcast Network on all their social media and check out their site. DraftKings promo code the Hockey or THPN for exclusive offers to millions of dollars of prizes. You can play more than just basketball, what the ads always say.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what do you want to call this one? Episode 135.
Oh man. Let's call it end of the season. Season ender. Also, I was on a little podcast, and I don't know what's gonna be coming out, but a little one called Tendy Talk. Washed up goalie. Go check it out. It'll be out. Keep your eyes open. We'll try and get him out on our show too. He's a good guy.
If you're a weirdo and like goalie stuff, definitely check him out. Some reason he only wants to talk to goalies. That was so funny the first time he messaged us like, looking to talk to Tanner or Potsy. Sorry, Nolan Tanner or Nolan Jarom. This isn't for you. Bud.
Yeah, get out of here. It's exclusive to us.
No, I'm excited to hear that one. He always has some interesting interviews. So, and knowing you are an interesting character, bud. So,
I got nothing interesting going on. Sorry.
all right. So for Tanner and Jarom, we'll check you on the next one.
All right. Later, boys. Love you. Bye.